Well, welcome to my shop. What you're looking at is a gift to myself. This month marks the 12th month that since I bought my Harbor Freight lathe. So actually I'm at the end of my 11th month of actually turning. I bought it on the 18th of August 2015. And quite frankly, I sort of stared at it for 2 weeks before I got into trying any kind of turning, and I went through a series of many catches and issues, not knowing what I was doing. But thankfully there was nothing I couldn't find an answer to on YouTube. So again, I have to thank a lot of these guys that put out videos for beginners, because I knew absolutely no one that turned, so I had no one to go ask questions to, nothing to look at. So I guess I am self-taught through YouTube. And I want to thank people like Mike Walt, Stephen Ogle, Carl Jacobson, and some of you other guys. I can't remember all the names, but trust me, I have seen all of your videos 2 or 3 times each. So I'm an expert at looking at them, at least. My wife get pretty tired of me. I'd go to bed at night and she'd come in an hour later, and here I was watching a YouTube video. She said, "Well, you've seen that one before." And I said, "Yeah, but I might have missed something, so I'm looking at it again." So anyway, I'm going to do a quick review of this lathe, and then we're going to move on. This video, I'm going to show you bringing this thing in here and hooking it up. I'm not going to show you unboxing. I'll show a little bit of it, but not much. And then I'm going to show you how I put it, did it all by myself. And I have friends that come over and help me, but quite frankly, they're just in the way, and I have an engine hoist and stuff like that, so I can do it by myself. This video is going to be 2 parts in 1 part. The first part is going to be showing you, how I got all this in here, from the truck, from the tractor to here, and then I'm going to do a review of all the functions of it and what I like and what I don't like. And that's basically all I'm going to do. I'm not going to do any turning at all today. I'm going to build my shelf over there in the corner. I'm going to finish all of this area before I start back turning, rather than doing, having to run all over the place, not knowing where everything's at. So anyway, the second part is I'm going to talk about my old lathe, my Harbor Freight modified with the treadmill motor. It's in depth on the previous video number 40. And I'm wanting to sell it. It's not a necessity, it just takes up space now. I'm not going to use it anymore. I think the price I'm going to ask for is reasonable, considering everything I've done to it, the amount of labor I've got in it. Of course, it's going to be, you've got to come and pick it up. I will definitely use the tractor and the front end loader and help to load it. The warranty lasts till it hits my mailbox. Well, look what I've got. There you go. Biggest one Grizzly makes. 24 by 48. That box is 845 pounds. I believe the lathe weighs like 745 or something like that. Okay, a little story about it real quick. I ordered it Monday. Today is Thursday morning now. It's about 9:30 in the morning. I ordered it Monday afternoon, about 5 o'clock. Came out of Springfield, Missouri. I called them because I was thinking about going up there and picking it up, but I'd had to pay sales tax in Missouri, which was more than the freight to bring it down here, and there's no sales tax here because I bought it online. That makes a lot of sense. So I ordered it Monday afternoon. They told me that they were totally out of stock in the entire United States, and it'd be 3 or 4 weeks minimum. They wasn't really sure, to go ahead and order it, and they'd put me first in line. Well, the next day I get this notice that said it's shipped. I said, man, I am not ready for that. I've got things to do. I've got things to prepare. I've got to get my Harbor Freight lathe up like I want it to, and I want to get my dust collector moved outside, so I'm really not ready for it. I'm going to sell my Harbor Freight lathe. Anyway, I'm getting ready to bring the tractor around with the front end loader and see if I can't get this monster out of here. All right, we're in here. Just gotta unhook all this, and I might go ahead and open it. I'm not gonna put it together for probably 2 weeks unless I can't stand it anymore. That could possibly happen. So, we put everything up and we'll see what we got. I might just open the top and take a look in. You can look with me. I'm not going to do an unboxing. I just don't, I see too many videos of people unboxing stuff. I mean, hell, who wants to see somebody unboxing stuff? Not me, man. So we just look inside, and the next time you see it, I'll be putting it together. Well, I'll say one thing for them. It looks like they pack it pretty good. Wonder what kind of wood them Chinese use there. And it's plywood. Well, I'm gonna get all this. I'm gonna take the crate off and the plastic off, and I'll show you that real quick. But then it's gonna sit there for a week or two, maybe. I don't know how long, until I can get some things done. Because I really don't have a place to put it right now until I get my other one out of there. Well, there it is. I tell you what, I had no idea how big this thing really was. I mean, holy catfish. Look at the size of that motor. That's a 3-horse. This is, well, give you an idea right here. Okay, to give you an idea, the head on that Harbor Freight one over there is 6 inches, and not including the shafter handle. And this one is, it's an over 11. There's your control box. This motor's, it's 60 hertz, 220 volts, speed 1720 RPM, 3 horsepower, 10 amp, 3-phase induction motor. It ought to do the job. I mean, just look at the size of that banjo. I mean, holy smokes. I don't know what I got myself into. No excuses now. All right, you're probably not going to do anything else with this for, probably a week or more. I just don't have the room or stuff. But I'll get it together in about a week, and I'll show it to you, and maybe even do a quick bowl or something. Out with the old. Go there and park it over in the corner and cover it up till somebody comes across some greenbacks, and then they can have it. It's well worth it. It's a good one. I take care of my stuff, plus I try to constantly improve it. So I'll get it over there, and then we'll see about putting the other one together. Well, I've got it unboxed, and I'm telling you, I'm impressed. See these legs right here? I could barely pick one of them up. That's how heavy they are. Cage is heavy. That right here, this is the extension where the tailstock fits on it. You want to look at the size of some of this stuff. That's the dead center right there, live center rather. That's the live center. Look how heavy that is. They give you one little face plate. I would say little ain't the word for it. It's a 3-inch face plate. It's thundering around here. Dog's acting up. Look at the size of this wrench. That's for putting, face plates and stuff on. Can't say a whole lot about this drive spur, but what can you say about a drive spur? So that's it. Tomorrow I'll commence to bolt it together and see if I can't get that heavy part over here. Shouldn't be too bad. I've got the engine hoist. It'll pick up 700-800 pounds. So I will see you in the morning. I'm done for the day. Brandy. Well, buddy. You ready to go? All right. See you later. I'm going to tell you right now, this is one heck of a son of a bitch. Okay, let's talk about this big boy. Start off with, it's 3 horsepower. It's a 3-phase motor. It has an inverter. It's set back here in that so that you can run it single phase 220, which hardly any homes have 3-phase power. You come over here and it has a tool rest where you can put like your knockout and stuff like that. Once you look at the size of this knockout tool right here, it has a brass tip on it. It has like an impact, you know, it slides so it makes an impact. You can do it, it's like a slide hammer. You can just do it by hand rather than having to take and hit something with it. We start right here. This unlocks the motor. This unlocks the motor. This lever is for adjusting the tightness of the belt. The belt is located in here. I was a little surprised about, the size of the belt. It's really a small belt. I don't know how well you can see it. There it is, a little better. As the pulleys are, they're aluminum, and of course they're turned. As this case or cover is magnetically closed. I did change the belt when I got it. It was set on the slow speed, and I changed it, and it was absolutely easy to do. The spindle lock, if you can see it or not in here, you can see those indentions. Spindle lock is built into that pulley. And here's the spindle lock right here. Basically, you do it right here, and it's locked. Okay, and this also is what you use for indexing. It has indexing right here, and there's a mark on this so you can index it if you so desire. The cover itself it fits quite well. Decals look good. Has an emergency off right here. Push it in and you turn it like that. It has a little green shows there that it's ready to go. Here is your potentiometer. This is your switch for forward and reverse. And this blue thing right here, that's a reset button. I've yet to use it. I have a little disappointment here. The LED for the RPM is really not very bright. I mean, it's just sort of like, well, it's okay, but it's not very bright. All right. Moving on here, of course, they've got the drive itself is 1 1/4 by 8. Has an arm that sticks out in the back here, and this is for your cage if you use it. I got it sitting over there. To me, it's just in the way. The bowl or something comes off, it's going to hit all this stuff. So I never have used one, but I'm going to use this arm for something. I'm either going to build me a shelf or something to attach to it. You watch and see. The lathe, of course, it's all cast iron, but it's finished quite well. The size of the banjo struck me. It's very large. The tool rest that comes with it is a 14-inch tool rest, and it appears to have a hardened top. I don't really know. I didn't see any decals on it. The handles are very substantial for setting your banjo or whatever, and then locking handles. And I notice they're not plastic; they're all metal, be it they may be some sort of pot metal. Underneath here, you got a tray, and you can slide it back and forth, and that's just for setting your tools there when you're working. Come down here at the end. You got a real nice, pretty emblem there. Up here, and it's got a real nice tailstock. It's big and it's heavy. The coil, whatever. It has a 4.5 inch travel, which is a 1/2 inch longer than even the robust. So that's good, and the action is just extremely smooth. So I'm very pleased with it. And right here is another substantial lever for sliding it back and forth. Now this one, I think I alluded to it earlier. It swings out of the way. You can bring it back here past. You can see the joint right here, and they do flush mount quite easily. And you got a lever right here. You can undo this lever, and this totally swings out of your way all the way over to here. Now I said before, I thought that might be in the way if you were turning a bowl, and you were, if you had your headstock right here. But I have to regress on that, because you actually, say your bowl was right, you were turning it right here, and you had your banjo sitting here. I mean, you got a real good angle right here. You can put a real long tool in there to cut just about any way you want. Now, naturally, you can't go across this way. But anyway, there it is. I don't see that being an obstacle. And to put it back, you just swing her back like this. Right there. Bring her back here. And latch it. There you go. Now, as usual, anybody that knows me will tell you, I don't get nothing I don't modify. So the first thing I did is I took the panic switch off of the old lathe, and I put it on this one, because every 220 plug I have in my shop is all the same kind. which means, you know, I can go anywhere in the shop where I have 220 with anything that requires it and not have to worry about it plugging in. I think they ought to be standard, but you know, that's me. So anyway, right now it's turned off right here. So I've turned it on, and immediately you come over here and you'll see the LED lit up. Like I said, it's not very bright. So, and this thing is put it on there, turn it up, and you know, I thought my Harbor Freight thing one was quiet, but listen to that. There's nothing to listen to. Turn it up. Of course, you're going to get sound when you turn it up, just naturally, but it's still extremely quiet. Now I'm running right there. I have what is that? That's 2100 RPM. Now I've got the belt set on it where they run up to, there's about 35, and there you go, 35.29. And the low end with this belt, turn it all the way, I got it all the way off now, winds down. Okay, we're going to come up till it catches, should be 200. And still moving. There we go, right there, 203 is the low end. I had the other belt on, and it was like 60 to 1000 RPM. Everything is quite satisfactory. And you just turn it off right there, and you should always put that to the center. Well, that's about it, my friend. However, I don't like nothing to be left on, and the LED stays on all the time. It never seems to go off. So I come back here and I always do that. I always kill all the power to it. So there you go. I hadn't quite figured out how to hook up my dust collector yet. The other one I use magnetic strips on the back, but this banjo's so long that it's I've got to figure some way to get it where it's above here and doesn't interfere. So I just hadn't quite figured that out yet, but I will. And over here I'm going to build some shelves against that wall to try to get this place a little more organized. So that's it. It's a monster, I'm telling you. Sometimes I don't know what I was thinking. But there it is. So we're going to move on to the next part right now. It's talking about my old Harbor Freight lathe, what I've done to it, and you know what I've got to have for it, and so forth. So I'll see you in a minute on part 2 of part 1, I guess you could say. This is a Harbor Freight 12 by 33. It is highly modified, and I'll go over everything it has. But first, let me tell you that all the parts to put it back to its original condition are right here. All the motor, the covers, everything, I modified. Nothing on the lathe that can't be put back to the original condition. In other words, there's not a bunch of cutting or welding or nothing like that. So here it is. It has a 2.25 commercial treadmill motor on it with a DC controller. And it spins up to 2000 RPM down to about 100. It is currently wired for 220. It is easily converted to 115. I don't think you'll quite get the power, but you'll probably do everything you want to do. It has several options that I put on it that do not come with it. It has a hand wheel. The hand wheel causes a little problem, which I addressed, and that is that the hand wheel does not have a hole in the center for the knockout tool. So you can't, you can't knock out your drives and stuff with that. But however, there's 2 ways to get it off. I've got one in here. Here's a faceplate right here, a little small faceplate which goes with it. And basically you put it on before the drive and you unscrew it and it'll push your drive out. Okay, in the event you do not or forget to put your faceplate on, you take this right here and it's fiberglass impregnated, and you put it behind the lip and just take a mallet and hit it right here and it'll pop out. It may take 2 or 3 licks. All right. This is extremely quiet. It works real well. There's magnets here that hold the two necessary tools right here. So your tools are right there. This one here is modified some so that you can put it here, and there's a magnet right here that it locks to it. So that's another way of locking the spindle. Now, talking about locking the spindle, here's the hand wheel has a hole in it right here, and here's a bolt right here, and this is how you can lock the spindle right here. I can't do it with one hand, maybe I can. Okay, there you go. Now the spindle is locked now. Okay, so that works fine. The tailstock comes with a live center. Comes with that drive and faceplate, and there is a 12-inch tool rest and banjo. Okay, I am going to make a couple of changes here. First off, it comes with all the cabinetry. I'm going to leave it all intact. It certainly won't fit my new one. I am taking this switch off. I'm going to put it on my new one. All my 220 equipment is wired using the same kind of plugs all over this building. So, everything I have 220, I put the same kind of plug on it so that I can move things around anywhere without having to worry about plugs. I don't know why the 220 people don't do that anyway. I mean, they do it for 115. Okay, on the back here, there are two magnetic strips. Okay, I am going to remove those strips because they are part of my dust collector plate, so that it will hold my dust collector in place. All right, that's about it. Okay, turn it on right here. And over here on the side of this, there's another switch, and this turns on your tachometer and temperature gauge. The hottest that I've had this motor, and I turned a heavy walnut bowl, and in video number 40, if you want to look it up, was 118 degrees Fahrenheit. All right. And you can see how quiet it is. Right there, we're doing 537. Wind it on up. There's 1,000 RPM right there. There's your max right there. It's wide open. Right at 2,000 RPM. It's fast enough. You can turn a pin with that without any problem. Of course, you can always put, you can always change pulley sizes out if you want to. But anyway, it's for sale. As you see it, with the exception of the magnetic strips and this one emergency stop switch. It's exactly what you see. All the parts to put it back together are right here. Manuals, everything you need. There's absolutely nothing missing. Even the covers and everything. And here is this is the main pulley. It did break right here. I've got it JB welded together. It's just a set pin. I'm sure you get another one of those, or fix it some way. But it's just a set pin, set nut or bolt or whatever you call it, and it just holds it in place. It's really not that necessary. So that's it, my friends. It's pickup only. I have a tractor front end loader. Be happy to help anybody load it. It's cash and carry. Warranty lasts till it gets to my door. And that's it. So this is a short video. It is for sale. I'll put my email address down if you're interested. I want $500 cash. No dicker, no nothing. That's it. I've got more than that in it. And it is virtually like brand new, if not better. This motor's only turned the inside of one bowl since I put it on, and it's on video number 40 if you'd like to go look at it. So just give me a holler if you're interested. If you got something you want to barter, you can talk to me about that too. I'll talk about anything. Won't guarantee I'll do it, but I'll talk about it. So there you are. We'll put this video together and get it on board. Thank you very much.